and in this video I would like to remind you how good actually Merab really is. Now, Sean O'Malley has an unbelievable record of 18 wins and only one loss, and even that one loss is quite debatable. Like, I personally think that if he did not have that freak injury, he would also win that first fight against Marlon Vera, but I still want to just show you how great Merab truly is. Now, for MMA casual fans, they underestimate him. We are also underestimated Belal Muhammad, and we tend to underestimate fighters who do not really have that good of a style, who do not really look that technically that convincing, that beautiful, such as Dricus du Plessis. Even though he is a tremendous fighter, he does not look that good when he fights. And Merab, he's also a decision machine, I mean, for sure, but at the same time, he has a crazy resume. He has crazy wins over legends. And I just want to just give you some arguments why he is actually much better than we think he is. I'm not necessarily saying that he's gonna win this fight, but I just want to show the viewers how good he truly is, because the things he has done, you cannot just do that on accident. You have to be actually unbelievably good. And let's begin. So first of all, let's start with his UFC career. First two wins, first two losses, both of them are fluke losses. The loss against Frankie Saenz, it does not really matter. That was not really well judged, and Merab said that he did not want to hurt his opponent, so he just wrestled and so on, and I believe him. He's one of those dumb fighters that would do that. I truly do believe him. And the loss against Ricky Simon, you can also check that out. He actually did not tap out. He technically won the fight, but then they said that you were out, so we're gonna give the win to your opponent. But after that, we can see the first four names. I mean, Brett Katona and Cassie Kenny, those are decent names. And afterwards, John Dodson comes. Now, this guy was a title challenger, as I remember. And flyweight, he had really good performances against the one of the goats of the sport, Mighty Mouse. And Merab really fought unbelievably well against Dodson. He managed to outstrike him. He managed to out-wrestle him, and wrestling against Dodson is really hard because he's unbelievably athletic and also very fast and short, so it's not an easy task to do, but Merab still did that. And then against Cody Stamann, he's also a good fighter. Then he had that legendary fight against Marlon Moraes where he was hurt, but he knocked him out in the second round. But even then, Marlon Moraes was so tired. It was more of a fact that Marlon Moraes could not simply fight more. It was not really about damage, more of a thing of an exhaustion. And after that, Merab had a fight with Aldo. Now, Aldo is known for one thing, or he's known for many things, but if there is one thing that we can definitely say about him is that he is one of the greatest anti-wrestlers of all time. He has the ability to stop your wrestling unbelievably well, and that ability works especially well in the first 2 to 3 rounds. As we know, Aldo does not have the greatest cardio, but when he is not tired, he is just great in every area of the MMA, and he will definitely not let you to take him down. And even that fight, yes, Merab could not take Aldo down, but he managed with his pressure, even in the 3-round fight, to make him tired. Merab fought in a way that was not very exciting, but he won, and he even made Aldo retire after that fight. And then Aldo was back again. So Aldo was really performing well before that fight, like we can see here. He had a really good free fight win streak against Marlon Vera, Pedro Munoz. Against Munoz, Aldo had an unbelievably good fight. He really showed a boxing masterclass in that fight. And then Rob Font, he hurt Rob Font, and it was also a 5-round fight. Afterwards, he fought with Merab, and he was like, nah, that's too much, and he retired. And after some time, 1.5 years, he comes back. So the fight against Merab was so devastating for him, even though he did not get knocked out or something, that he still decided that it was a good idea to retire. So basically, Merab retired him. Even though he did not knock him out or submit him or anything, he just still managed with his pressure and fight IQ to not go into an exchanges that would make him very vulnerable, because Merab knows just fine that Aldo has so much more power in his kicks and in his arms and hands that it just would not be so smart for Merab to go ahead and have wild exchanges with Aldo. He would die. And after that, Merab had a fight with Jan. Now this fight actually made Merab much more popular than he ever was, because before the fight Merab was talking about the fact that this fight meant so much for him and there was no way he would lose. Like, he was prepared to die in that fight. And I actually do believe that, because Merab always fights you hard, but that fight against Jan, it was something different. You could just see the determination in him, and he performed unbelievably well. He managed to not only tire Petr Yan out, but he also hurt him he also managed to beat him in stand-up too. So we can see here stats. Merab managed to land almost 150 significant strikes. That's crazy. And he also attempted 49 takedowns. And yes, Jan managed to defend most of them, but he still got taken down 11 times, and he also still got controlled 7 minutes. So everything, significant strikes, total strikes, takedowns, control, everything was for Merab. And not only that, he broke mentally Jan, and it's not an easy task to do, because Jan was always seen as a Russian cold killer who could just destroy everybody. And in the end of the fight, you could see that Jan did not even want to shake Merab's hand, because it was a traumatic experience for him. And this fight just showed fans that even though Merab might not be the most exciting fighter to watch, he is a force to be feared. Even though Merab is not the most exciting fighter, he is a very, very dangerous one, especially if you're fighting him for 5 rounds. It's a constant pressure, he might not finish you, but he's just gonna break you mentally, physically. It's going to be a hard 25 minutes for you. And after that, Merab had also a great performance against Henry Cejudo. And before this fight, we would all say Henry Cejudo is the best wrestler in UFC. He has an Olympic gold medal and so on. And yes, but this is MMA, alright? And Jan actually had a much better takedown defense. Here we can see Petr Yan only got taken down. He was taken down 11 times, but that's only 22% of all of the attempted takedowns, while Henry Cejudo got taken down 5 times, and that was 45% of the attempted takedown. So Jan actually did better in that sense, even though he does not have a base in wrestling. He is more of a boxer, and we all said that, oh, Henry is so good in wrestling and there is no way Merab can do anything to him if he does not make Cejudo very, very tired. And this fight was also only 3 rounds, and that could have been also good for Henry, but still, no, Merab still managed to outpace him. More takedowns, better takedowns. Physically, he's stronger. He's stronger than almost everybody. I have never seen anyone physically stronger than him. Especially if it's already second round or something, it's very, very unlikely, because he's physically just so damn strong. And he's also, even though he's small, he's bigger than Henry Cejudo. And also, he, even like in this fight, he got hurt, that's for sure. I mean, that's not a great thing in an exchange, but other than that, oh man, he just destroyed him. So even though we might have our opinions about this fight, and we might think that maybe this fight will go in certain way, it just has to be said that this man has just crazy resume. Like, look at this. From 2018 to till this day, never beaten. Every fight he won. And none of the fights were even close, you know. They were all like, yeah, he won, for sure. And the names, it's crazy. Cejudo, Jan, Aldo, Moraes, Taman, Dodson. That's just unbelievable. And it did not happen by accident. And I think that's really important to realize that if a person has already managed to beat Cejudo, Jan, Aldo, and Moraes, maybe he also has a pretty decent chance at beating the champion, O'Malley. I just wanted to make this video to show people how special he truly is. It's not just about his gas tank, it's not just about his determination, his wrestling. It's the combination of all of those things. He's mentally very strong, he's physically very strong. He comes with pretty good game plans, and he adjusts also. Not to mention that he will not get tired. And even if he gets tired, I think if he gets tired, you're gonna be much more tired. So he will still have an advantage in that regard. He is a true elite fighter, even though we might not enjoy his style that much. It would be childish and naive to say that he does not have a very realistic chances of becoming a world champion.